Okay, on to our next puzzle. First off, we have to see what cleverness the computer has for us. What obstacles will we put in our way? And the computer's move is rook over. Why would he do that?
I can't get inside. I can't get close enough to hear them.
You know why that is?
Why?
She's a better fighter than you are, that's why. She's younger, she's stronger, and she's more experienced. Now, what are you gonna do about it? Get in there.
And so what are you going to do about it? I'll let you pause the puzzle, and hopefully on the other side you'll have an answer for me. And here we go. Okay, hopefully you figured it out. It is not an easy puzzle until you understand it. And then you'll come across this over and over and over in puzzling. I call this puzzle the bump and grind. Yeah, but you'll remember it.
I want you to step, bump, bump, step, bump, bump. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, bump, bump, step, bump, bump.
And what we're going to do is we're going to bump and then we're going to grind. And hopefully you saw it, and you probably didn't come up with the bump and grind thing unless you've seen some of my other videos. In which case you would have been, oh, bump and grind. Yeah. Did you? All right, let's find out. The first move is a queen move. What I like to do is grab my best piece and see if I can make a mess of their king. That's always my first thinking in puzzling and in games. Can I grab my best piece and wreck their king? Let's find out. The queen can see the king through this pawn. This pawn also has the benefit for us of being attacked twice. Once by the rook, once by the queen. Meet at the pawn. Which piece to use, the queen or the rook? Like I said, I like to grab the queen, and you'll understand why the more powerful piece out front is almost always the answer. Sets up a battery of itself, because now the rook and the queen will be in line with each other. The rook can actually actively help the queen. Right now, the rook's not helping the queen. The queen can't help the rook either. They just don't see each other. They're ghosts to each other. However, in this spot, they are best friends. All right, so let's make that move. The first move is here. Taking the pawn, checking the king, forcing the other team, because they're under check, to do what we want them to do, not what they do. And that's the critical part about checking somebody, is when you check them, it's sort of still your turn. They are forced to dance to your music.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
No other piece can take my queen. That's the first of the 3 escapes from the check. The second escape is to block, put something between my checking piece and the king. Nothing fits between those two, they're touching. The third is running. The king can run safely into the corner. We're going to give him a bump. There's the bump. What's the name of this puzzle? Bump and grind. That's the bump. We bumped him into the corner. Now we're going to grind out the win.
So you cooked up a story and dropped the 6 of us in a meat grinder.
Bump and grind. The grind is moving our queen up to this square here, attacking the king. Queen attacks, rook kills it. Great, we got what we wanted. She's dead. However, as we know, we had that battery. This rook is the hammer that finishes off the grinding out the victory. By moving the rook here, taking this rook, back rank checkmate, and we have performed the bump and grind. All right, let's take a look at that puzzle. It's rated a 1058. 2,700 people have tried it. A little under 80% have got it correct. That's impressive. I am impressed by that. That's good. It's subtle until you understand the bump and grind, and then it's obvious. And this comes up in games, not very often, but comes up in puzzles a lot.